Okay, here we are picking up on step 3 where we left off. So last night the mosquitoes came out and I did not feel like getting bit up, so I just went ahead and did this real quick to get everything, squared away in the container so that it wouldn't die overnight. So, all right, so here's the lettuce that we put into the pool noodles and put in the net cups and then stuck in the lids. So they're ready. So here's the container, with the 20 gallons. There's a 27-gallon container. It's got about 20-ish gallons of water in it with nutrients in it now. But I'm going to show you how to prepare the nutrients. The other interesting thing is this. So the meter that I made, for those of you that have seen that, there was an issue with it not working properly. So I don't have the screen to show you everything, but so I wasn't able to measure everything last night, so I just kind of guessed it. So if you see here, this lettuce is drooped over. It looks similar to if you were not to water your plants, how they would just droop over and look like they're half dead. So something's going on here, and we'll have to figure out what it is. So I've got my meters here. So it started here with this one, and now it's moving out to these as well. And they're all starting to droop a little bit. So I'm guessing that we either got a pH issue or that the electrical conductivity of the water, in other words, there's too much salt in the water from the nutrients, maybe causing an issue. But we'll figure that out real quick. We'll fix it, and then hopefully in an hour or two it will bounce back to what it's supposed to be. So for now, here we go. So we're going to do this now as if that was just water. So I've got my nutrients here. I'm using the Master Blend products I purchased off of Amazon. So I'll show you what I got. So this is what it looks like on Amazon. I'll zoom in for you. So we got the Master Blend tomato formula, calcium nitrate, and Epsom salt. You buy this as a kit. This is a 25-pound kit here, but you can buy them in smaller quantities. I think I bought maybe a 5-pound kit. And it's in the $20-25 range, and there's enough to last me a long time. So anyways, in a nutshell, what you have is a 10-10-5 ratio. So what that means is for every 5 gallons, you're going to put 10 grams of the tomato formula, 10 grams of the calcium nitrate, and 5 grams of the Epsom salt. So lettuce has a low concentration rate. It will burn if you put too much. So I like to put this on the lower side, and then I can adjust up later if I need to. If you put too much, if you screw up and you say, oh, my readings are too high, you can just dump out the nutrients here, and I'll explain this to you in a second. It'll make more sense. You can dump that out and add more water just to fix the problem. Or rather than dump it, put it into a different container, into a 5-gallon bucket or something, and then use it later for something else. So here's my Master Blend. So I've got everything here, and you just take this and get yourself a little paper plate or whatever you want to use. It doesn't matter. Get a little kitchen scale. Comes on. Set the units to grams. Kind of tight for space here, but then you just go through, and so in this case, so we have 5 gallons. You can use 10 grams, so I'm accounting for 20 gallons. So I would measure off, 5 times 4 for 20 gallons. So I had 40 grams of the tomato formula, 40 grams of the calcium nitrate, and then 20 grams of the Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate. Measure that out, take it, you're done, shut that off, take it over. Imagine that this was all on here. Dump it in. That's it. You let it sit for a while, let it dissolve. Let it sit for a good 15 minutes or so, and then here it is. Get a mixing stick and give everything a swirl. And then you're going to want to start taking readings. So right now I've got a pH meter sitting right there. So I'm going to go look and see where I'm at. So I know for my pH, for the lettuce, let me open up my program here that shows me what my readings are. So right here at the bottom, if you can see this or not, it's 6.15. So I know my readings, I want my pH to be between 5.5 and 6.5. So that's right in the center. So that's good. It'll work. There's nothing at all wrong with that. So the next thing we want to do is come up here. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt. I'm doing it off with a cell phone with this neck brace, neck mount. All right, so the next thing we want to do, so this is a TDS meter. So this will measure, I don't know if it'll show up in here or not, how many parts per million there are. So for the lettuce, we want between 560 and 850. Let me see if I can zoom out some. There we go. All right, so we just stick this in here. And I hope my phone don't drop in here. And so we measure it. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but it says 769. So this is perfect. We're right in the range we want to be. So our pH is good, and our total dissolved solids are within the range we want. So, you know, that's all there is to it. You measure it, you make sure it's good. The other thing that you want to do as it starts getting warmer is you want to also be measuring the temperature of the nutrient solution. So the nutrient solution, I keep saying that for you if I'm confusing anybody, that's just the water with the calcium nitrate, the tomato formula, and the Epsom salt in there combined. Call it nutrient solution. And that's it. So you do that. And like I said, in the summertime, you start running into issues of it getting too hot, which in Florida, it's usually not till August. However, next week, there, you can see how hot it is. Look at the plants already drooping just from that little bit of sitting out. They're already dry. They're already getting exhausted from the heat. They're drying out. They're already drooping. So maybe by the end of this video, they'll be back up. All right, so this is what a pH meter looks like. All right, so this is more than most people will probably buy because I've got this hooked up to an Arduino, and you can use it with an ESP32 or whatever microprocessor you want. I've just got it hooked up here for now because I like playing around with electronics. So you don't have to buy that. You can buy 20 bucks. I will show you the other thing. So if you go here, they have the same meter basically that I'm holding in my hand. So this one here is a pH meter, and this one here is the TDS. So with these two, it'll do what you need to do. Are they 100% accurate? No, they do have adjustments on the back of them. You can use sodium sulfate to calibrate this one, and then you buy the pH, the exact pH liquids of pH 7 and pH 4 to calibrate your meters for your pH. And with that, they'll be accurate. So as long as they're calibrated, you're good to go. So it doesn't matter how expensive or cheap they are. As long as you're pretty close, you're not going to run into too many problems with it. So the next one I want to do is this other tank. Sorry, I just had a huge lizard go running across us. Saw it out of the corner of my eye. I wasn't sure what I was seeing, making sure it wasn't a snake. Anyways, all right, so let's see what's going on with this one. So roots all look healthy. Don't see anything major going on here. Let's go ahead and set this aside. Let's try to figure out why it's not good. So let's see what the reading is here. So this one's at 558, which is good. That's within the range. 560. Yeah, I could use a little bit more. It's not horrible. All right, and then the next thing we're going to do is get a pH reading in here and see where that's at. I'll let that sit for a second. Pull it up and see what we got. Okay, so it's saying, if you can read that or not, 6.4. So it's right at the max, so we could lower the pH a little on that. It's going to help it. So it's 5.5 to 6.5. And the reason you want to monitor that is because once the pH gets outside of those ranges, then the plant can't uptake the nutrients. And so even though it has nutrients, it won't, it won't get to the cells of the plant. And so the plant won't grow and you start having problems. So I'm going to lower it a little bit. So in order to lower it, you can get a product called pH Down. Imagine that. Lower your pH. So all you'll do, I have a little syringe here and goes up to 20 milliliters. I put about 10 or 15 just for this. Actually, I'm going to do 10 and see where we're at. Just take it, squirt it in, let it sit for a second, set that down, grab my mixing stick, give everything a stir. You can see these just from being sitting out, for 10 minutes, they're already like drooped over. They don't like this heat. It may have actually killed these because these little tiny plants may not be able to sustain the life with that little bit of heat that they got. So anyways, we are now down to 6.08. So we'll watch that for a minute. Just gonna keep adjusting. We'll see what their EC is here, see if it changed at all. So we're still at 552. So we're at 6.0. Now it's dropping down. So if you're on city water like we are, your water when you fill these up will have chlorine that they put into the system. So it's a good thing to ideally let it sit overnight so the chlorine can evaporate, burn off of it. A lot of times I just skip that and I just go right ahead and fill it up, and I haven't really had a problem with it. So if you're getting rainwater and all that, it's even better. People go kind of nuts on this stuff and we'll do reverse osmosis, filtered water, distilled water. It's not necessary for the little bit we're doing here. And this could also be an issue. I'm thinking about it, that the oxygen levels could be low in the water because it is getting warm here. Like I said, it's supposed to get up to 96 here this week in 2 days. So I don't know what the temperature is right now, but that may be the issue. So let me just see where we're at with our pH. So we're 6.08. I'm just going to put another little bit more in here. Let's say another 7 or so. Should be good. And if you screw up, so my pH here, this is the other important part. So you need to, when you put your water in, check your pH to see what the pH level is for just your water by itself. So mine is around 7, which should be standard for city water. It should be in that range. And also I have hard water here, so that makes it even worse. But anyways, so if you screw up and you put too much pH down in it and you lower the pH too much, you can always get rid of some of the water, or if it's too low, just fill it up with more water, and that was it. Okay, so we're at 5.81 now, so we'll call that good. So that's it. So the next thing you want to do is to, I'm going to flip these around. Keep monitoring that pH for a little bit. So because it's getting warm, it could be, that's weird looking. Oh, it went through that. So it could be that the oxygen levels are getting low. So I have an air pump that I'm going to come bring out here, and I'll hook up the air stones too, and I'll show you that as well. So when it gets too hot, it just loses the oxygen in the water, and that's it. So anyways, that's all.